Welcome to Summers in Africa. My name is Aminah Ibrahim, and in this video, I'll be answering a few questions as far as what I do for work here in Gambia, the cost of living here in Gambia, and also a few questions about the living conditions here in Gambia, Africa. So if you're interested in hearing the answers to some of those questions, stick around and it's coming right up. It's a really laid back video, and I'm just going to do a question and answer to answer a lot of the questions, or at least some of the questions that were in the comments. The first question I'll be answering is Gambia nice to white people that come here? And is Gambia okay for foreigners? All right, so there are actually a lot of different people that are here in Gambia. It's not all Africans, and it's not all African Americans or black people. There are people all over the world here in Gambia. There are people from Europe. There are people from the UK. There are people from India here. There are people from Saudi here. There are people from all over the world. So it's not just black people here in Gambia. I actually thought that when I was in America. When I was in America and I imagined Gambia, I actually only imagine like black people or Africans being here, but there are people from all over the world that are here in Gambia, and a lot of them have business here. So yes, Gambians are actually very friendly. They're very kind. Most of the people here in Gambia are very nice, and it doesn't matter what your nationality or your background is. It's a very peaceful country. How much money would you need to relocate to Gambia? So generally speaking, an apartment or a house here in Gambia in between 4 and 6 bedrooms, it would cost you $2,000 to $3,000, maybe $2,000 to $3,500. US dollars. I'm talking because I'm from the US, so I don't know like about other currencies, but between $2,000 and $3,500 US dollars a year, not a month, guys. So if you want to get like a four bedroom house, and I mean nice, I'm talking about like the nicer houses, okay? So not like you having to downgrade or anything. It maybe even be an upgrade for you, but yes. Here in Gambia, they take your rent every 6 months or either every year. So it's not like a month-to-month thing where you're having to pay rent like every month. So if you wanted to rent a place, you would expect to pay, it depends on how nice the place is, but you can get a really nice place. For $2,000, you'd pay your rent for the whole year. Yeah, I didn't believe that either when my family members moved here and they were trying to tell me that that was the situation. So the question about how much you would expect to spend like trying to relocate from the US here to Gambia, that is actually a really complex question, but I wanted to put this screen recording up so that you're able to take a screenshot of the estimate that I came up with. And this is for like expenses for 1 year aside from any emergencies that might arise while you're here in Gambia. But just to start off, our plane tickets were $820 each, so that's why I chose that price as far as the plane ticket, and that would be per person. And then for the rent, I would say expect your rent for 1 year to be $3,000. Okay, that is to get like a nice house or a nice apartment with running water inside, a bathroom inside, and everything that you're probably comfortable with. You know, if you're moving from the US, you'd be able to get a really nice place to live with $3,000 US dollars, and that would pay your rent for 1 year. That, you know, whether it's an apartment or a house, it depends on, of course, like it would fall somewhere around that price range in between $2,000 and $3,000. And of course, like this is just an estimate, so I have heard of places being like $3,500 for the year, and it would just depend, like it would depend on a few things, but that's just an estimate. Okay, so you can definitely ship things from the US to here in Gambia, although my family did not do that. We haven't shipped anything from the US to Gambia when we were moving. So you can ship items, and then you can also ship like a vehicle. If you have a vehicle, you can definitely ship that. It'll be around like $1,800 US. Groceries, I'm estimating $200 USD bi-weekly, and honestly that would probably feed like a family of 4. It depends on what you're used to eating and how you eat, of course. So this is just like a rough estimate, but keep in mind, you know, here in Gambia, you're not going to be spending like a lot of money on fast food because there's not just like fast food restaurants on every corner, you know, like in the US. So you're probably going to end up saving a lot of money on food. But yeah, so that the 200 USD, that probably would feed like a family of 4, especially if you're eating like really clean, you know, fruit, vegetable, rice, meat, those type of meals. That is not including like if you decide to go to restaurants. I'm talking about like this is grocery shopping for you to cook at home. So as far as the lights, I have this estimate of $200 USD every 6 months, and I'm basing that on the usage that we use in our home, and we're a family of 10. So, you know, if you have less people than that in your home, then your expenses on electricity are probably going to be cheaper than that. Electricity here in Gambia is very, very inexpensive. And then I just put this additional cell phone because although we had an international plan when we traveled, we actually ended up having to get another cell phone because there was just connection issues, and you know, like the internet is not always 100%. So we got an additional cell phone. Here it was really inexpensive. I got a phone. Actually, it doesn't even have a phone number. I just use it for the hotspot to be able to have internet. And the expense for that is $60, 60 US dollars every month. And I don't run out of being able to use like the internet on there. And that cell phone, I believe it was somewhere around $60 USD for the phone that just only has the internet on it. So this is just a rough estimate, guys. You know, it really depends on how many people you're traveling with and your spending habits once you get here. Okay, so you still have to take things into account, like, you know, like I said, if you're not shipping a vehicle, how are you going to get around, expenses for taxi. So there's a lot of things. Like, this is a really complex question, and I can't like throw a figure out there to get you from the US to Gambia to be able to live pretty comfortably for at least 1 year. So I hope that you guys are satisfied with that answer, but that's kind of the best that I could do there to answer that question. I had actually another question that was a little bit related to this one, so I'll go ahead and answer that one as well. But someone asked a question about if you should rent or if you should buy land. So I will say I highly discourage buying land here in Gambia from another country or from another place. It's not safe. I know that Gambia is a Muslim country, alhamdulillah, but it's still, everybody cannot be trusted. So you don't want to send money over here to Gambia to purchase land and you haven't laid your eyes on like a contract, you haven't signed a contract, you don't know the people, you don't have someone over in Gambia that knows the people, right? That trusts the people. So you can send that money and end up losing that money. That's very important. So I recommend coming here to Gambia, even renting temporarily, even if you know you want to buy land and you want to build or you want to buy a property. I highly recommend you coming to Gambia, renting, checking out the place, getting to know the person that's trying to sell to you, getting to know them and whether you trust them. Because a lot of times what people do is, unfortunately, like they'll sell land that doesn't even belong to them. So you have to be very careful. Alhamdulillah. You have to be very careful about buying land before you get here and actually knowing that this is a process that you can trust and you're not being scammed or someone's not selling you land that like doesn't belong to them. To answer the question, is the water safe? It depends on where your water source is coming from. So I have a well in my home, and actually everyone that lives around me, I believe they have wells and they're using well water. Well water is safe. However, I have heard of some instances where people are using like city water and the piping. There must be something going on with the piping. I'm not sure. I don't have the explanation for that. But some people do, unfortunately, get like diarrhea and upset stomach, you know, from city water. So it just depends on what part of the city you're in, and it depends on what's going on there and what the situation is, okay? But no, like the water is not like killing people. You know, I've heard of people getting like upset stomach. So I've heard of people getting like upset stomach or something like that. It's not like, don't think every time you drink the water you're gonna get sick. That's not the situation. Like, I haven't gotten sick. None of my children gotten sick, alhamdulillah. And you know, for the most part, the water is safe. I just have to be honest and say that some people have had negative experiences, and I'm sure that they were drinking like city water, like tap. And there was probably something going on there. I can't say exactly what, but that's the best way that I can answer that question. What do I do for a living? So I'll give you a little bit of my background. I'm going to try to make it quick, okay? I get excited about this because I absolutely love what I do. But I am a certified health coach. I am a lifestyle coach. I'm a certified personal trainer, and I'm a behavior change specialist. Okay, so whenever I was in the US, I had my own business, and I was running my own business for about, I want to say like 3 years. So I was working in person, one-on-one with women to lose weight through natural lifestyle changes. And I was doing that in person. And then whenever I learned that we'd be moving to Gambia, I actually transitioned my business to online. So I was doing online coaching. Before we actually came here and moved here to Gambia, I was able to transition my business 100% online, and I actually started creating courses. So I'm an online course creator as well. I basically work with people who want to facilitate natural weight loss without dieting, and they want to do that through healthier, having like a healthier, balanced diet. So that's what I was doing in the US, and that is what I'm doing here in Gambia. I'm actually doing the exact same thing that I was doing in the US. I work for myself there. I still work for myself, and I work online. I'm an online coach. Most of what I do actually is course creation though. So I create courses and I sell them online. I'm actually planning on making a separate video to tell you guys like how you're able to go about doing that. But yeah, that's what I do here in Gambia. It's really like mom friendly, what I do, and I actually don't have to leave my house at all. So normally like I'm working in the middle of the night when the children are asleep because I can't get very much done while they're awake. But yeah, that's what I do here. Is it safe to wear a niqab here? Okay, so niqab, for those who don't know, it's a face covering that a lot of Muslim women wear. So yes, it's 100% safe to wear niqabi here. There are no restrictions on Muslim dress code. My grandmother actually is a niqabi, and she wears a niqab, and she wears her niqab every day. And I also seen a lot of women, well, enough, you know, it's not like an overwhelming amount, but there are enough people that actually wear niqab here and cover their face. Was my home built for me? No. That would have been so nice, guys, but no, unfortunately, my home was not built for me. In the beginning of the video, I actually mentioned I do not recommend like purchasing before you come here to Gambia. So we're renting our home. I actually love our house, and I'm hoping that we're going to purchase the house that we're in, but we definitely wanted to get here to Gambia first and kind of get to know the place and get to see like where we want to be, where we want to live before purchasing a home or purchasing any land. So that's what we're doing. We're actually renting our home. Came here, we moved to Gambia without visiting first. So it would have made the most sense to like rent before purchasing in a place where we've never been. So yeah, our home was not built for us. How is the water system and the plumbing? We have a normal water system and plumbing. We have toilets that flush. We have running faucets, alhamdulillah. We have running faucets in the house, and so do all of the people that I know. But I do know like a lot of the local people in the Gambians, they have bathrooms outside. Some people have outside bathrooms, and some people have a different type of toilet. But I'll only talk about the type of toilet that I have, and it's the same type of toilet that I had when I was in the US, where it just flushes. But we have a well, we have a private well, and it's cemented here, and it's under lock and key. Okay, so that's how we get our water in the house. And okay, so this here, that's actually a part of the well. Let me try to get it. I can't answer any detailed questions about this because I just do not have the answers. I know that this is attached to the well over there, and that's how we get our water. That's the water system, how we get it, and it's a pump some kind of way. I don't have exactly like the details about that, but there's a pump that pumps the water like directly from the well into the house, and that's how we have like the running faucets, and also, you know, we have obviously like our toilet flushes and everything. So, you know, there are so many places where I want to go and so many things that I'm ready to experience here in Gambia, and I actually haven't gotten to do like a lot of the things that I want to do. But the next thing that I want to do is go to the orphanage. I haven't been to the orphanage yet. It was like a mental process to build myself up to be able to go to the orphanage, and that's because like I fear that I'm gonna want to bring children home with me. Yeah, that's actually one of the first things that I wanted to do when I got here to Gambia, and then I got here and I kind of put it off because I don't think that I was like emotionally ready to go and see the children there in the orphanage. But that's something that I'm hoping to do very soon. I'm like in the upcoming week, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and force myself to go because it was actually at the top of the list of things that I wanted to do here. It puts you in a different mindset really when you're able to see those around you that are in need, which in Africa you will always see people that are in need, but for you to focus in on the children, and I'm sure that, you know, it will change you as a person. It'll make you like want to do more, do better, be more grateful. I wanted to answer those questions. Those are really good questions. I appreciate them. I actually read all of the comments, guys. I read all of the comments, and I thank you so much. I appreciate all of the comments. I appreciate all of the support and all of the love. I'm really sorry that like I'm not able to respond to all the questions. Like I wish that I could respond to all of them. Things get hectic around here taking care of the children and everything, but I read all the comments. I hope that you guys are satisfied with the answers that I'm trying to give you here and answer some of those questions for you. I just felt like this would be kind of like an easier way to get back with those questions for everyone. Like I said, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate the support. If you subscribe to my channel, we're family. We're just family. So welcome to the family. I appreciate you guys. So I hope that you enjoy this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for watching.